Hi, everyone. How you guys doing? I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year's. Today, we're going to do a tutorial on how to use the cables for the arms. Maestro, don't forget to roll out the animation so that people can see them on the screen. And of course, today, my partner in crime, Heather. Heather's going to show you how to do this exercise. We had a comment. Someone wanted to know how to attach the cables on the micro. It's very easy. So I'm going to show you very quickly. Darwin, do you want to do a close-up on the cables? There you go. Perfect. I feel like I'm on, what's that, infomercial, yeah. We're like on, what's that, the TV thing when they sell all that crap? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. I feel like we're on that show. Exactly. All right. HGTV, no, it's not that. It's just like, all right. That's the home thing anyway. All right, so guys, if you bought the cables and you haven't figured out how to attach them, very simple, okay? The micro cable is basically this. I'm going to remove the red handle. Now, by the way, if you bought the foot strap has the handle with it, so you don't need to buy the red handle separately. So this is basically the handle. It has a loop, okay? This is your micro cable right there, okay? So one end is going to attach to the carriage, this end right here, right? And this end right there this end will attach to the carriage, and this end over here will attach to, the handle will attach to that end. And the way you do it, you take this over here. I'm trying to show that right over here, right? You're going to put the loop through the D-ring, and then you put the handle inside, and then you tie it like a tie, basically. That's what it is. So now you've secured one end. That's the red handle. And now we need to secure this to the carriage. On the carriage, you're going to see that you have little Velcro straps, okay? These Velcro straps are really tough, okay? So that's what you're going to do, right? You're going to attach the D-ring into the Velcro strap over here, okay? So basically when it's completely set up, this is what you have right there, okay? Now, it's best to attach the Velcro strap first on the carriage and then to attach the cable on the Velcro straps. So the way you do this, you open the Velcro strap, you put it around, make sure it's tight, and then that's it. That's how you basically attach the Velcro to the carriage. And this is strong, it's not going anywhere. And then you attach the end of the cable to the Velcro, and that's it. Voila. That's what you have. Now you have two more D-rings over here, and that's just in case if you want to make the cable shorter. So for whatever reason you want to get the cable shorter, you attach another D-ring over here. There you go. And what you can do with this end, because now this hang is kind of hanging, you have another little small Velcro over here. You can actually stick this to the rest, like this. And now it's not hanging anymore. So many of you probably thought, oh, what is that little Velcro at the bottom? This is to actually just keep this nice and neat like that. All right, any questions about the cables, or can we move on? Let's move on. All right. Okay, so far so good. All right, so you guys have asked to do arm exercise with the cables. Now, first of all, I want to say something. This micro was not built to have cables. So once you have the cables attached to the carriage, they're going to drag on the floor. Ain't nothing I can do about this, all right? I've received so many emails about, oh, my cables are dragging on the floor. That's because it's not meant. When I designed the micro, I didn't want to put anything on it, just naked. That's the way I like it, okay? So now you have the cables. So if you don't want them to drag on the floor when you do your other exercise, you're going to have to manually remove them. That's it. There's no other way around it. This is not like the Mega, okay? So now we have the first exercise. So you see at the bottom of the screen, the first exercise is the laying on the back triceps. Okay, so we're going to put one black or two black depends. You guys can have as many springs as you want, and then basically you're going to lay it flat on the back. I prefer if the head is not resting on the platform, because it's not really meant for that, because it just kind of does a weird number on your cervicals. But if you want to put your head on the rear platform, go for it. But it's better not to. If you want to have support for your head, it's better to put a little pillow behind your head. Now, when you do this exercise, you can have your legs up or legs down, doesn't matter. You can have your elbows flat against the floor or off the floor, doesn't matter. What matters is that your elbows doesn't move. So you want to isolate your position of the elbow and then slowly extend out. And then Darwin, do we have the pen or no? We can bring it up? Okay. Perfect. So that's the exercise. So basically this first exercise is just a regular tricep extension, laying behind the micro, and then really focusing on the triceps. Now, if you did our previous tutorial, this is a great exercise to do with the cable crunch exercise. And then Darwin, do we need this camera over here or no? You need this one here? Is it plugged in? Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Excellent. So, triceps over here, that's the first one. Okay? So again, if you missed the last tutorial that we did about the cable crunch, you can also combine the triceps and the abs on that one, just like Heather's doing. Quick word about the springs. We're going to have 2 more springs coming out. We're going to have a white and a gray spring, and the springs are going to be sitting between the red and the black, and also before the black. So I think the gray spring is going to be half the strength of a black, and then the white spring is going to be between the black and the red. So that way you can, change your springs and then have maybe like a better configuration for you guys. All right, so that's the triceps. The next exercise that we have is and if you have any questions, please write them now, and then I'll do my best to answer them. What's the next one? Oh, I love this one. So that's another tricep exercise, and then go ahead and come up. So this one is basically a kneeling tricep extension. We have 2 versions for this one. One is the one-arm version. So you have Heather will put like one hand on the floor, and then again, she'll kick back with this one arm. So again, what makes this exercise effective is the isolation of the joints. So when you do this exercise, your shoulder and your elbow are completely lined up, and they're not moved. Your humerus over here is not moving. You slowly extend out, squeezing the triceps. Shoulders remain in the socket, okay? And that's a great exercise. This will burn your triceps. Fantastic. And by the way, if you need more tension from the same spring, you can kneel back a little bit more. So if you move back a little bit, you will actually get more springs. And then I'm going to ask a question to our very enthusiast audience. Why are we getting more resistance from the same spring if Heather is moving away from the micro? Can you write it there for me? I want to make sure you're paying attention. So why do we get more tension if we move back? I want to make sure you're paying attention. Nobody? Nobody's answering that one? Come on. Never mind. Come on. No? No one wants to answer me the question? All right. More spring tension, yes, but why do we get more spring tension? Stretching the spring more. There you go. Thank you, Heather. Yes. So absolutely. So when you move further away, you're going to realize that when you move the carriage out, you're going to pull the carriage further out, so the carriage will go around over 3 and number 4, and that means that you are gradually building more tension. So if this exercise is too easy, just move back a little bit, and it should get more challenging. All right? The next one after this, which is basically using the 2 arms, that's the sexy back. Okay, do we have the sexy back after this one? Was that intelligent enough to put the sexy back after this? Please let me know that I was smart enough to put the next animation. It should be the sexy back.
The third one is tailbone, bicep.
Oh, I didn't put the sexy back.
The number 2 was arm,
Yeah.
tricep, kickback, right.
Yeah. Then I was stupid. All right. So that is another tricep exercise. We're not doing this one yet, so you can remove this one. Oh, hang on a sec. Maybe you have the sexy back right here. We don't have the sexy. Oh, kneeling sexy back, number 21. Let's put that one. Oh, I know why I put the kneeling sexy back with the chest opener, because I love these two together. Anyway, so now the third one over here is the kneeling sexy back. I love this one. This is a great one. So let me ask you, because since you have an active audience and you guys know your stuff, what is the difference between doing a sexy back on the micro and a sexy back on the mega? Question to you guys. What's the biggest difference between the sexy back on the micro? Yeah, the carriage, core stability. Thank you. Absolutely. Fantastic. Yes. So absolutely. So the sexy back on the micro is done on the floor, so there's no core stability. When you do the sexy back on the mega, you are on the carriage, and the carriage is moving back and forth, and you have core stability. So you're going to be intrinsically weaker when you do the sexy back on the mega, and you're going to be extrinsically stronger when you do the sexy back with the micro. Perfect. So again, when you do this exercise here, what I'm looking for, now this is the chest opener, guys. That's not the sexy back. You can remove that one right away. Yes, no chest opener. Kneeling sexy back, number 21. The elbows are not moving, okay? So if I had a pen over here, right? If there was a pen, the pen would point at the elbows and then the shoulder and draw a straight line from the elbows to the shoulders. Yeah. There you go. That's not a very straight line, but that's okay. But that line is not moving. That's my point, okay? So when you do the sexy back, do not move that part of the arm. That's it. Just like Heather is absolutely not moving. So you want to isolate basically the position of your elbows, and that's forcing the triceps to do all the work. Good. But that works, okay? So don't worry about the straight line, but that worked. Okay, good. We're going to use that for the next one. All right, fantastic. Now we're going to go into the third exercise, which is the kneeling bicep. So for the biceps, you're going to sit. All right, so you can do it on your knees like this. It doesn't matter, because you can actually do it sitting on your knees. You could do sitting cross-legged, or you could be sitting on your tailbone. And there's a difference for all of those, and we'll cover all of those ones. Yes. So again, over here on this one, can you draw the same thing, elbow to shoulder? And then I want to show the audience that basically the arms are not moving. I mean, this part of the arm. Yep. No, not here. Elbow to shoulder, not the wrist. There you go. And we'll leave it right here. So again, I don't know if you guys can see on your screen over here. Can you guys see those marks? Yes? Can someone say yes or no if you see the lines? No, you don't see the lines. Okay, they're not seeing the lines. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so we're using a program over here. We can actually sketch over Heather, and apparently you're not seeing it. Okay, so we'll work on that. No worries then. Okay, so I'm going to use the manual thing right over here. Elbow to shoulder, that part is not moving. So again, if you want to work the biceps on the micro using the cable, do not move the elbows. Keep the elbows at the same position, and then you can isolate the biceps. So we can do this one sitting on the knees. My favorite one is sitting on the tailbone. And then go ahead, Christian, go ahead and put number 3, which should be the kneeling bicep, the tailbone biceps. Number 3, yeah. There you go, perfect, thank you. All right, so this one, you can have your feet on the top of the rear platform, or you can actually put your feet under the platform to kind of, hook your feet if you want to. You have a couple variations of this one. Number 1 is just basically the biceps. So again, elbows are not moving, right? Elbows, shoulders, not moving, and you focus on the biceps. And then here, we're working the abs to basically stabilize the torso. But what you can also do, you can combine the two together. So as you lean back, you extend your arms. And then as you lean forward, you flex your arms. And now you're combining these two together. I love the exercise which combine multiple movers because then you get a lot more bang for your buck, okay? The more muscles you have working together and actively moving, the more calories you burn, but also the better. Your body likes that better when you use multiple movers at the same time. Good, excellent. How's that? Very good. Tension over here. We got 2 black springs. You can use 1 black. Again, if you don't have enough tension, you can sit back further if you want to. You can alternate. You can do 1 arm at a time. That's another variation. And of course, if you want to add the movement of the abs, you have a ton of ab movement. On this one, Heather can actually just balance on the tailbone, feet up in the air. That's another way of doing it. So this is kind of the when you start to add all these combinations together, it's endless. You can literally spend 10 minutes on the back of the micro, working your biceps, and then doing different ab movements. You could hold your arms basically bent, hold it right there, don't move your arms, and now just move your legs, kick your legs back and forth. And at one point, you decide, am I working the arms or am I working the abs? And the question, the answer is you're working everything. So you can do, as much as you want on this. Very nice, excellent. Any questions about this one so far? Oh, animations is too small to be very valuable. Can you guys make the animations a little bit bigger? There you go, the screen. There you go. Is that better for you guys? Can you see the animations a bit better? No questions? Okay. You can make it a little bit bigger. Yes? Okay, good. All right. Are the screens good, guys? Can you see that? The side screen? Are they good enough, or you want them a bit bigger? Yes? They're good? Okay, excellent. All right, next exercise we have, is this a number 4? Okay, number 4. So lateral raise. The next one, using the cables. Again, for this exercise, for the lateral raise, you can sit crossing your legs. You can stand on your knees. You can sit on your knees and heels. You can sit on your tailbone. It's up to you, okay? Let's start with the first version. You stand on your knees. That's probably the easiest one. You basically have your hands in front of you, and you just move your hands out right there. That's it. Okay, so this is working off, you see, the shoulders and then the traps. Okay, so what you want to do is when you do this exercise, lift your hands right over here. You don't need to bring your hands all the way up over here, just to shoulder level and then back down. That's all. Movement of the arms, they're going to start in front and then you move out to the side. Okay, but the reality is that you can have a front lateral raise like this, right? And you can have a side one as well. They all work really well. And if I really want to be nasty, okay, I can ask Heather to keep her arms up over here, right? Keep those arms up. And then we can do little circles. Ah, those circles, they're a bitch. They're going to burn the shit out of your shoulders. I love this one, okay? If you want really sculpted shoulders, you do these arm circles. You do 1 minute one way, 1 minute the other. I'm going to start getting hate mail. Okay? But this is awesome. I love this one. Okay? Now remember that the shoulders and the triceps are worked a lot when you do Lagree, because when else you work your shoulders and triceps, all the core exercise, all the upper body core exercise, plank, wheelbarrow, catfish, spoon, all this one. Yes, plank, exactly. So, if you're going to do shoulders, I would say that maybe do the shoulders after you've done your planks and your catfish and all that stuff. Otherwise, you're going to be so burnt out, you won't be able to use them as stabilizers in those exercises. Okay, the other one that we have is the front shoulders like this. You can lift your hands up this way. Oh, yeah. Yeah? You could that way too. Yeah, so you can do this way, and then you can also, of course, facing the other way too, right? Yeah, you might want to do, I think for that one, for the shoulders facing the back, you want to do the shoulders this way. Oh, hang on a sec. So what is the next one after that one? Oh, stay on that one. So the other one that we have after this one is the rowing one. The one arm row. Okay, is this number 5? Go back to number 6. Is this number 6? Let's go to number 5 then. There you go. All right, tailbone row. Okay, so let's do this one now. Tailbone row is this one. So what you do basically, right? You're over here. You have your hands, and you pull your hands right there to the chest, right? You pull your hands right there, and what that works is the real delt. Okay, so real delt and trap for that one. And the real delt is like one of those very misunderstood muscle. A lot of people never works on the real delt, like they never work on the forearms or the traps or the calves. Real delt is very important for the full function of the shoulder, actually. Very easy to work on the front and the lateral delt, but the posterior delt, it's people don't work on it, and they should. This is a great exercise for that one. All right, so remember to bring the hands to the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then extend out. Okay. Same thing for these movements. You can do it sitting cross-legged. You can do it standing on your knees. You could be sitting or standing on your knees and heels. Same sitting position as the other ones. Good. Any questions on this one? Okay. Next one. So the next one after that, we go into the single arm exercise. Okay. So you can use the cables with both hands, of course, or you can use the cables single hands. So one of the first exercises that we have over here is the chest fly. So this is, so right here you're doing, so that's a different one. So this one, yeah, there you go. Change hand, put in your right hand, and then go across like this. There you go. That's it. Perfect. But you see the one you were doing, I don't think we have an animation for that one. You see, there's so many possibilities. You guys are going to be crazy, those cables. There's literally hundreds of exercises you can do with those cables. All right, so this one over here is the chest fly. Okay, so this exercise over here, isolate the chest, and that's what you do. And when you do this exercise, if you can, I want you to put your hand right here on your chest, and as you move your hand across, I want you to feel that chest just squeezing, okay, just contracting, and that's basically the exercise, okay? This is the best way. The flies are the best way to isolate your pectoral muscles, okay? Reaching out. And then the way you want to do it, though, you want to keep your arm bent. Don't do the flies with the arm straight. It put too much torque on your elbow. Just keep the elbows bent, and then just glide it in front like this, and just really squeeze that muscle. Good. Perfect. Stay in that position. Hang on, Christian, before we go to the next one. So pause that one. The other one that Heather was doing was different. She was grabbing it for the other hand. So that is a real delt. Okay? So now she's pulling from the real delt. So that's another great exercise to do for the real delt. Okay? When you do this movement sideways, you don't want to change your body. Hips, shoulders, square. Everything is not moving, only that arm over here. And then if you were putting your finger right in a real delt, it's like super tight right there. Great exercise. This is really good. And not only it builds sexy shoulders, but it's actually very good for the rotator cuff and the functionality. Stay in that movement, actually. Now we're here. Keep your elbow in. You guys like the newspaper? You can do a one-arm newspaper like that if you want to. All right? Same thing. That works the rotator cuff, this one. Good. Excellent. All right, the next one we have. Number, we did the one-arm row. Oh, one-arm row, yeah. Okay, perfect. So the one-arm row, now you're going to be turning on the hands and knees. And now this one, you can probably put a red spring. Yeah. So put a red spring on. Take off the black spring. There you go. Ooh. Moving. All right. So if your micro is sliding all over the place, then you will have to put the other hand on the platform. And then basically what you're doing is you're just reaching out and then just pulling straight back, right? And then when you do this exercise, you're really focusing on those lats right there. Good. Perfect. Now remember that if you do this exercise 1 minute on one side, you have to do it 1 minute on the other side, correct? So all the one-arm exercise, I highly recommend to do it both ways. I mean, both sides. Good. Any questions about this exercise? Okay, moving on. So this is the one-arm row, okay? And obviously this is the right arm. Okay, next one. Then we have the one-arm shoulder press. Go ahead. Perfect. Okay, so now we go back into the shoulders. And definitely one black spring for this one. So you can sit on the platform if you want to. If you don't have a platform, you can sit on the floor. You can also use a pillow if you want to. You can sit like Heather's doing. You can sit cross-legged. You can stand on your knees. You can sit on your knees and heels. Okay? And then slowly extend up. And then so we have two versions of this movement. We have the single arm, like Heather's doing, or we have the double arms, okay? And then for the double arms, it's like that. Yep, perfect. Good. If you want to, for this exercise, if you do the double arms, you can actually sit on your knees and heels. And then the reason why is because you can lean forward a little bit, and then you can stay more aligned. There you go. That's it. Much better. And then straight up. Good. Excellent. Very good. Also for the one-arm shoulders, you can also do it facing the side. So go ahead and then let's drop one. Perfect. Yep. Facing this way. And then just slowly up and then down. And then it's just like, how's the black spring over here? A little challenging? Yes. So this is when we have the gray spring, which is basically half the spring of the black. I think that's going to be a bit better for this one. You'll be able to get more range of motion. Okay, next one. We have the Superfly left. Oh, all right. So that's a challenging one. Okay, so the Superfly, that's a combination of the side plank. So on the animation, we have the avatar on the knees, but you can also do it knees off. And this is definitely more difficult what Heather's doing. So that's a side plank. And the side plank with basically a tricep extension. Okay? And what you're trying to do over here is that you're trying to basically align your left elbow and your right elbow. And when you bend your arm, you want to keep that body alignment. So two body alignments on that one, right? First body alignment is from left elbow to right elbow, keeping the shoulders in the socket. And the second body alignment is, of course, the torso. And just like Heather's doing, you basically want ankles, knees, hips, ribs, and shoulders all on a straight line. This is fantastic. Yes. Very good. And this is going to give you fantastic obliques. Those obliques over here, love. By the way, this is the type of exercise that your obliques love. This is all this lateral stabilization. Best way to target the obliques. Good. Two versions of this exercise. You can isolate the elbow, or you can keep your arm straight and then move your arm across, right? So that's another variation of this exercise. Good. Very nice. Okay? So if you're in a time crunch, you don't have a lot of time to work out today, you can combine movements like this, and you get your shoulders and your obliques all in one shot. Perfect. Okay, next one. Kneeling newspaper, yeah. So that's the kneeling newspaper. So that's the newspaper that you are used to on the Mega. Now, this is going to be the same thing over here. The kneeling newspaper for the micro on the floor is not going to have the core stability that you get when you do the kneeling newspaper on the Mega, and that's because you're not kneeling on the carriage. So there's no back and forth over here. So this one isolates the rotator cuff a lot more than if you're doing it on the Mega. Good. When you do this exercise, you want to make sure you do two things. You keep the shoulders in the sockets, and then you clip your elbows to the side, and you slowly rotate out. When you rotate out, you don't want to change that angle, okay? Keep your hand and your elbow basically line up, and you rotate out straight like this, like you're opening up a door, basically. All right? Some people kind of change that alignment of the hand. That's wrong. Just keep everything at the same angle, and you just swing that arm back, but keep your elbow clipped in. Any questions about the newspaper? Any questions? Am I moving too fast? If you have any questions, please let me know now. We're good? Yes?
People are saying that the small screen is covering Heather too much. Should we remove it?
We'll only put the small screen if we really focus on the thing. Yeah, you can remove it for right now. I have a question. Yes, Jennifer. What's your question? My husband can keep his elbows. You mean he can't keep his elbows clipped in, close to his rib cage? That's fine. Correct. So some guys, some people are going to be tighter in the shoulders. Like me, when I first started to do this, my range of motion was very small. So that's going to come by practicing. So what you do is you really focus on a strict form, and then maybe you just open up a little bit, and then little by little, you'll be surprised. Your body's going to get used to it, and then you will be able to increase the range of motion. When you start to increase the range of motion, you'll be able to clip your elbows in a little bit more. So that's going to come with time. Or what we can do is you can try to do one arm at a time, and it's usually easier to increase the range of motion on one side if you do one arm at a time. So you could do this basically facing that way. There you go. So you could do that as well, and then your husband will probably have an easier time to do this one than the other one. But with a lot of Lagree movements, and especially for the guys, because the guys are tighter around the joints, it just should be the practice. But this is why form is very important. You want to rehearse good form. When you rehearse good form, your range of motion will follow effortlessly. I promise. You're welcome. Thanks for explaining the muscles, each extra target. You're welcome. Any other questions that we have so far before we move forward? Yep, good. Okay. So the next one is going to be the seated bicep curl. Okay. So seated bicep curl is like the tailbone one. Okay. So can someone tell me the difference between doing this bicep curl and the one we did earlier when Heather's on the tailbone? What's the main difference between those two exercises? Working the biceps. Abs. There you go. Absolutely. All right. So this works the abs a little bit because you have to keep your body in an upright position. But definitely the one on the tailbone would target the abs a lot more than this. Same thing over here. When you do your arms, I want you to keep this part, static, stationary, so that doesn't move if you want to work the biceps. Good. Same thing over here. If it's correct, more core work with the tailbone. Correct. If you wanted more tension on the biceps, all you have to do is to sit further back. Okay, so it's the same principle, same rules as for the shoulders, triceps, anything on the back end. When you sit on the floor, you want more tension. All you need to do is to sit further back, and that will naturally increase the resistance that you get from the spring. Very good. Okay, next one. We did the seated chest press. Okay, so seated chest press, yep. Yes. This one. I don't think we did that one, though. We didn't do chest press, right? Okay. So chest press, this one. Perfect. So you'll see a lot of similarity, right? So if you have your arms like Heather down like this, you're working the chest. If you put your hands up, now you're working the shoulders, right? So if you move your hands up over here, you'll work more the upper chest, right? Chest, upper chest, shoulders, and now you're working more on the shoulders, right? So you can see how by just changing the angle, and you could do this in one movement if you wanted to. You could just, do one rep this way, one rep that way, and one rep all the way up. I like to mix it up this way because I think you get a more thorough stimulation on the shoulders. Good. So there's a chest press, which is when you bend your arms, right? And then we have a seated chest fly. Chest fly is when you keep your arms more open. So there you go. So that's a chest fly. Yep. Can you guys see the difference between the two? You could do hugger tree, but the hugger tree is like the yoga Pilates kind of version. Chest fly is more like the bodybuilding version. But what do we call it? We call this a hugger tree, or what do we call this? Chest. Oh, this is chest fly. Oh, chest press. Sorry. And what's the next one after that? Oh, we call it hugger tree. Okay. So hugger tree or chest flies. Sorry. So the difference is basically the position of the arms. One, you have open arms. Open arms right over here, right? And then the other one is you push like that. All right? But the difference is this. The difference is, man, I can't even look at myself with this. The difference is this, is either you have your open arms or you bend your arms. But what you need to do is your hands come together, okay? It's very important if you want to work the chest muscles, you have your hand go across the rib cage. That's when you work your chest. When you have your elbow bent, you're going to have more power and more strength, so you can do more resistance, more springs. But when you have your arms open that way, you are intrinsically weaker, and especially on the elbows, so you want to go lighter tension, okay? So always use less springs on the fly or on the hugger tree, and always use more tension on the press exercise. Good. Any questions? No? Okay. Next one. We have hugger tree. We have number 18. Oh, seated overhead tricep extension. Okay. So that's this one. Yep. That's a great exercise. I love that one for the triceps. Very good. Yep. You can lean forward. The reason what I would recommend to lean forward for this exercise is to keep your torso and your cables more aligned. Because if you see that the cables are already going at a certain direction, you want your torso to also lean forward. And then that way you won't have the cables rubbing against you and things like that. Very good. Same thing over here. So with all the arm exercise, you want to isolate the position of your joints. So your shoulders are not moving all over the place, and then your elbows are not moving all over the place on this one. So try to keep your shoulder and your elbow at the same position, and then you basically extend out, squeezing the triceps. For the hands, you can have different position. You can have your knuckles facing forward, backward. You can have to the side. As you extend out, you can twist if you want to. You can twist the wrist. So there's all kinds of techniques. I will do them all and then see which one I feel target the triceps the best. It's different for everyone. When I work out my arms, I will work on the joints a lot. So I'll do the ropes, I'll do press, I'll do underneath, I'll do different grabs, and I'm trying to basically hit the muscles from different angles. But that's just me. Very good. Next one. Oh, range of motion is quite small, no full extension. You can have a full range of motion with this exercise. Yes, so you can actually bring it all the way down, all the way up. Probably what's going to be... Yes. Oh, correct. Yes. So this is definitely a problem with the length of the cable. So probably use the foot straps. If you have the foot straps handle, the foot strap is going to give you, I would say, another 6 or 7 inches. So that should be better. Yeah. Like I say, guys, don't hate me. Okay, the micro was not meant to have cables. The mini will have cables. That was already planned for that. Okay. Next one. We have... You're welcome. Next one, we have... the seated row. I love that one. Yes. Seated row. So we already kind of did like a bend over... No, we didn't do a bend over row. No, we didn't do that one. Single row. That's it, yeah. Yes, we do one right spring. Yeah, so... our our lats are the largest muscles of the trunk. Okay, so they can handle a lot of tension. And then so seated row, you can actually do seated cross-legged. So this one you're seated cross-legged. Okay. Oh, you're sliding. Okay. So then you can actually sit with your legs straight. There you go. And I like that. Well, actually, this is probably even better, and I'll tell you why. Because you can actually use the support of the platform over here to help you straighten that back over here. So when you push on the platform or on the end of the micro, it's going to help you to straighten that back. It's actually very good for your lumbar because guess what, guys? All day long, what do? We're on a phone. We're on a computer. Look at me. I'm like Quasimodo. Look at my fucking hunchback. God damn it. This is fucked up. Look at that. I look like Quasimodo. All right. If you guys don't want to look like me, that's what you need to do. This one. All right. Shoulders back. And this actually feels wonderful. That's why I love the chest opener too, because I love to do lats. And when I do lats, I kind of round my back. I do the things you're not supposed to, right? Just like everyone else. This is a fantastic way to basically try to recapture a good posture, a good posture alignment for your body. Yeah, I love that one. Okay, and again, all these exercises are done slowly and with control. The 4 counts in, 4 counts out, right? And you really squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as you squeeze your shoulder blades together, you really lift up that chest, and that feels wonderful. Love this one. Okay, next one. Any questions about the seated row? Yes. Ellie says, I prefer to do it the way Heather does. Better leverage with feet against the machine. That is absolutely correct. Yes, and that's probably the way you should do it too. Okay, next one we have the seated shoulder press. I think we did that one already, right? Yes, we did the shoulder press already. We have the kneeling sexy back, which we did. Then we have kneeling chest opener, which we didn't do that one. Yeah, kneeling chest opener. That's my favorite. I love that one just because of what I was talking about, because my thoracics are very rounded. I also used to swim competitively, and then swimmers are very round back, and you do that all the time. Excuses, okay? I'm making excuses for my poor posture. Come on, guys. Work with me. Shoulders back, chin up, chest out. Squeeze the shoulder blades, and again, you're going to basically, what you want to do is really rotate the shoulders back, and the chest is coming up. When you feel that your chest is just coming up and open, then you're doing it right. You're opening up the chest. You're pushing the chest forward and up. Good. Same thing over here. If you don't have enough tension, you can just move back a little bit more. Good. Any questions about the chest opener? Yeah, Jennifer says my favorite move too. Yes, chest opener. Love this one. This feels incredibly good. It feels really good. If you want to, when you do this exercise, when you pull the arms back, pretend that you're being pulled from the top of your head. So try to use the tension to sit a little taller. And you'll see, if you do that a few times, you'll start to fit a little taller. Wonderful exercise for your spine, because what it does is start to open up the space between the vertebrae. And it allows the disc to relax a little bit. And this is a great exercise because at the same time, you are strengthening all the paraspinal muscles. So your lats over here are basically holding this new adjustment. So, this is a great one. You feel that? Yeah, very good exercise. Okay, next. We have, you know what? If we don't have the serve the platter, we'll do it next. We have the kneeling side chest fly. What is that one? Oh, okay. So let's not do this one yet. So let's do the serve the platter. Yeah. Serve the platter works basically. So this is kind of an upper chest. This is a pec. A chest and shoulder exercise. And basically what you want to do is you want to scoop up that chest. So kind of, if you have your elbows out, You bring your elbows in and you lift up the chest over here. And what it does, it strengthens the whole area of the chest and the shoulder. Again, very good because this is an area that is very rarely worked on. Remember that most people work the abs, the butt, the biceps, the chest, the big things, and everything else goes to shit. And that's a problem because what happens is you create imbalances in the body and you start having like pains and aches and you're like, I don't know why I work out and I'm always in pain. That's because you keep working out the same muscles. You need to work everything. So the serve the platter here is a great exercise that kind of integrates the chest and the shoulders together. Very good. I don't. Yes. So I will have to add the animations for that one. Correct. And then after that, we have for the pec. Oh, I put these two over here. Okay, so for the arms, what we're going to do with Heather, we're going to do another tutorial for the arms without the cables. But to give you an example, so that would be an example of an arm exercise without the cable, will be that chest. So since we have the animations and since you guys are here already, I'm actually going to remove the handle because this will be easier to demonstrate. And I'll remove this one too. There you go. Okay. So that's for the chest, right? So there's a whole section of exercise that you can do with basically the push-up. Now, this over here is very different from doing basically the arm exercise on the back of the micro for one big reason. Can people let me know how is doing the chest on the micro here different from doing the chest with the cable exercise on the back of the micro? I'm looking for one word or maybe two words. Well, with the tension, we also use the tension, right? Yeah, stabilizing. There you go. Core stability. Correct. So now, when you do the chest over here on this exercise, Heather's working the totality of the body. She's working shoulders. She's working lats. She's working the abs. Everything is working over here because she's got to maintain the structure of her body as she moves up and down. When she does the exercise on the back of the micro, there's very limited core stability because she's pretty much working in isolation. Good. And she does it perfectly. You can also do this on your knees, We look at Heather doing this exercise like, I'll do it. And then, you can barely do one repetition. So you can do this one on the knees, right? Whenever you see the avatar on the plank position, remember that you can always do it on the knees, and you should start on the knees. And the reason you want to start on the knees is because you want to acquire good form, okay? Don't try to do an advanced exercise with bad form because what you'll do is you'll end up hurting yourself. So I'm very strict about the form because I hurt myself all the time with weight because I'm a stupid idiot. So don't be like me. So this one over here, you could do it two different ways though. For that chest press, you could do it with or without the spring. If you use the spring, then you need to do the same sequence or the same exercise facing the other side. If you don't use the spring, then you don't need to do facing the other way. You can just do one way and that's it. Does it make sense? Okay? Because what happened over here when you have the springs, you're working extensively the shoulders now as you press the carriage out, and you need to do the other side as well. Good. Excellent. All right, guys. Do you have any questions about today? We're going to break over here. We're going to save this video. This is going to be on lagreehome.com and lagreeingathome.com. And Master, what about a suicide tricep kickback? Oh, I love the name, a suicide tricep kickback. I have no idea. You know what a suicide tricep is? What is a triceps? Can we look at Mia? This one? Oh, that's not suicide. It's heaven, this one. I love this one. That's fantastic. Okay, guys, let's do this one very quickly. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? If we start to shoot this shit, we're going to come up with 200 more exercises with the cables. Thanks a lot, everyone, for warning the cables on the micro. All right, so great. So can anyone here tell me what is Heather actively working out on here? Take a few seconds. Everything, yes. That's right, Joyce. She's working everything. So she's working her right arm because she's got to basically just stabilize her whole body. She's now working the abs, and then of course all the core muscles because she's got to maintain her body in the plank position. And now she's working the left arm. She's kind of isolating the left arm, but there's a lot of obliques. You know, for me, this is a core exercise. Yeah, core stability. That's right, Liana. Stay right there. You know, since we're doing this one, we might as well add a little push-up on this too. Can you do a push-up with the right arm a little bit? Oh, that's it. So if you do a push-up, you may have to increase the so if you widen if you widen the feet, make your feet a little wider, and that should be better. There you go. Oh, okay, all right. Did I see? Yeah, that's when you start to really get into like the advanced exercise. Okay, maybe we'll do like a special. Maybe at the beginning of the workout, and then maybe we'll do like an advanced section. I do want to do a tutorial on the arms not using the cables because there's a lot of things you can do with that. If you don't have the cables, I have to say that you will be limited for bicep exercise. You know, the cables really helps to do the biceps. That's really the biggest things. But without the cables, you can still work on your chest, shoulders, and triceps. You have a lot of exercise. This was fantastic. I love this one. Do you think I should add the animation for that one she was doing? Yes? Mia, you're going to have to send me a video of you doing the... yeah, have it on the screen. Can we look at Mia for quick clicky? Can we bring Mia up? Yeah, Munoz. Oh, there you go. All right, Mia. Mia, show us. We have you on screen right now. What is the suicide triceps? I love suicide triceps. It's fantastic. I must have an exercise. We can't hear you. Can you show us? I can't hear you. All right, Mia, do me a favor. Make a small video and then send it to me. Can you do that? We can't hear you. We cannot hear you, sorry. But do me a favor and tape it so for the next time we can actually do it. And if you guys at home have any other exercise that we have not shown over here but you've been using, oh, I love that picture of Mia. Very nice. That is fucking sexy. Damn, Mia. If you have any any exercise that we have not shown over here that you've been using or you saw, please send us a video and then we will show you the proper form just to make sure you have it. There are a lot of exercises you can do the micro. We're still digging into it. And remember, give me time because I have the fucking mini coming out next. So I'm just like, there's a lot of shit, you know, with those machines. But if you have any exercise that we have not shown, please let me know because I really want to do our best to show you the best form for everything. Remember, it's all about body alignment. And then if you're not sure about an exercise, if you move slowly, that's usually a better way of doing it because you're less likely to hurt yourself when you go slow than when you do fast exercise. But anyway, I want to thank Heather. Heather is fantastic for doing these tutorials with me in the workout. You know, we want to make sure that you guys have a great time working on the micro, that you do not hurt yourself because that's not what Lagree is about, okay? And remember, always having good form. Ask you questions, okay? Watch the tutorials. We're going to do many more tutorials, many more workouts, you know, so that you guys really understand what you can do with the micro. Oh, question, yeah. Will the mini be smaller or larger than the micro? The mini is going to be actually a little bigger, and there's going to be two versions of the mini. There's going to be the mini, which is basically the same as the micro, but a little bigger. And then we're going to have the Mini Pro. And the Mini Pro is going to be even longer than the Mini. And the Mini Pro will have the carriage about the same size as a Mega. Because a lot of people have asked, about doing more exercise on the carriage. And so you'll be able to do that with the Mini Pro. If you're smaller, you might be able to do the stuff with the Mini because the carriage on the Mini will also be bigger than the Micro. But basically, you'll see they'll be like Russian dolls, basically. They're like literally just like, and then you pick your size, and then that way everybody's happy. But the Mini is going to have a really cool new feature that unfortunately I didn't think about when I did the Micro. And I can't talk about it yet, so you guys will have to see it. But the Mini will be the first of all the machines I've ever built to have this new feature. And I think that new feature is going to be so freaking awesome that we'll probably have to pass it on the Mega. It won't work for the Micro because the Micro is too small, but we'll have that for the Mini. What's coming for the Micro later this year? We're going to have a ramp, okay, just in case you want to ramp things up. And then we are going to add on the back end a rower. Hopefully it's going to be at the end of this year. It depends. But you will be able to turn your Micro into a rowing machine. And that's all I'm saying for right now.
Sundays with Sebastien.
Oh, shit. Yes. So Sunday, we're doing another free workout with Heather. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Okay? So Sunday with Seb with me on YouTube. Yeah. And then the other tutorial is going to be on January 18th at what time?
Same time,
5 p.m. And then this one we do the lunge. And if there are any specific exercise or collection of exercise that you want us to peel out, just let us know. And then that's all we're going to do this year. As many tutorials, we'll pretty much cover every single exercise you can do on the Micro. And we have a big event. Oh, yeah. So I'm doing another Micro class outside. This is going to be for you guys in LA. Sorry, guys. You can always fly. We booked the Better Bay Club, and that's going to be on Saturday, February 13th. And it's going to be 4 classes. We're going to have 60 Micros, 60. This is the biggest Micro event yet. And that's going to be right on the lawn, right across the PCH. I mean, just like watching the Pacific Ocean. It's gorgeous. Yeah, you guys are going to love it. And we'll start to contact also more licensees because we have some licensees here on Zoom because eventually we want to start to offer the Micro classes in other cities, in other states, other countries, and then really do this amazing because the Micro is a great way to bring the community together. I love having all these classes together, and I get a kick out of it. So we'll definitely do a lot more of those events.
When is the Mini coming out?
The Mini should come out. You should be able to order it in the summer, and then it should arrive in September. I'm going to do my best so that we get it before that we have the Minis ready to go in October. I'm going to do my best to be ready for Thanksgiving and New Year's because, wow, we got our ass kicked last year. So I had to get a whole new warehouse, just to make sure that we have, enough Micros and Mini for you guys this year. So, but we'll do our best to get it to you guys sometime in the 3rd or the 4th quarter this year. Yeah, it's almost done. There's a few tweaks, but you guys are going to like it. What else? Oh, next tutorial is going to, like Heather said, on the 18th is going to be lunges. And the tutorial after that, we're all going to do side planks. It's all going to be about the plank. So, hammerhead, sea serpent, side, because that's the thing with the Micro. When I made the Micro, I really didn't want to do a mini version of the Mega. What I wanted to show you guys that there are other things you can do when the machine is that close to the floor. So the side planks are fantastic. I love the hammerhead. I love the sea serpent. Amazing exercise for your core, but also amazing exercise just for your spine, So the obliques and the core stabilizer, very important. I don't think people do enough of those exercises. So fantastic. Anyway, I'll shut up now. I'll let you guys go. Heather, thank you very much. You're the best. Thank you, guys. We love you. Thank you for using the Micro. And again, if you have any questions, concern, recommendations, suggestions, anything else, just let us know. Okay, we're here for you guys. We love you. Bye.